Hello, grade 7 students. In this lecture, we're going to continue with our chapter about the green plants for part 4. Here we have the absorption of water. As we said before, we have two parts for the root. We have the root hairs and we have the root cap. Both of them they are placed in water. The plant grows normally. However, when the root hairs they are in the oil and the root cap in water, it withers and dies. Here, the variable factor between these two experiments or two tubes is the part of the root, whether the root hair or the root cap is dipped in water. In plant 1, the root hairs and the root cap, both of them, they are dipped in water. However, in plant 2, the root hairs are dipped in oil, while the root cap is dipped in water. Analysis of the obtained results. After dipping the root hairs and the root cap in water, the green plant it grows, while after dipping the root hairs in oil and the root cap in water, the green plant it withers and dies. Conclusion: the root hairs in the root they are responsible for the absorption of water in green plants. Now let's talk about a big process that occurs in the plant. It's called transpiration. Transpiration is the process where water vapor is lost from the leaves of the plant. The water vapor it comes from small openings. They are found on the underside of the leaves. They are called stomata. Stomata, they are the small opening on the underside of the leaves, and they allow the water vapor to go through them. From where did this water come from? It comes from the water absorbed by the roots. This water it travels up through the plant. It moves from the roots up to the stem and it moves to the leaves. What is transpiration? Transpiration it's the loss of water vapor through some plant organs. What are these organs? Let's see. We have two plants, plant A and plant B. Plant A, it was covered by a plastic bag. However, plant B also was covered by a plastic bag. So what is the variable factor between these two plants? Plant A, it has leaves. However, plant B, no leaves. So water droplets, they are formed on the inner wall of the plastic bag covering plant A. However, no water droplets are formed on the inner wall of the plastic bag covering plant B. So what do you think? What is the cause? So here, the major difference between the two plants A and B, which is called the variable factor, is that plant A, it has leaves. However, plant B, it doesn't. In which plastic bag is water vapor formed? It's formed around the plastic bag of the plant A that have leaves. Which part is responsible for the transpiration, the loss of water vapor? It's the leaf. So the leaves, they're part responsible for transpiration. So let's complete the statement. Through transpiration, green plants, what do they release? They release water vapor. From which part? From the leaves. So transpiration is the loss of water vapor through the leaves of the plant. You have to keep in mind these two notes. Autotrophs, it means green plants. It means chlorophyllic plants, the plants that contain chlorophyll. However, the heterotroph, they are the non-green plants, and meaning that they are non-chlorophyllic, without chlorophyll. Now we're going to move to another process. So first process was the transpiration. Second process, it was the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, it occurs only during day. So what the meaning of photo? Photo, light. Synthesis, putting something together. to synthesize or produce something. So photo, it means light. So it should occur only during day since it needs sunlight. So it needs sunlight in order to occur. This is the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, it's the process by which chlorophyllic plants, what the meaning of chlorophyllic plants? It means the green plant, they contain the chlorophyll. They produce their own food, their own organic matter. And we will discuss this organic matter from what? From inorganic water, matter from mineral salts and water. So let's see. What is photosynthesis? Is the production of organic matter. What the meaning of organic? It's the starch. So here the plant produces its own food by the process of photosynthesis. So here we have this experiment. We have two plants A and B. Plant A was placed in light, plant B in darkness. In the second step, we boil one leaf from each plant, one leaf from plant A and one leaf from plant B. Boiling water, it kills the leaf. Then we dip each leaf in a tube containing warm alcohol. Warm alcohol, it's used to remove the green color of the leaf while we keep the two tubes in boiling water. So what happened? We place two plants, one in light and the second in darkness. Then we boil them in the test tubes for a few minutes in boiling water. We said that the boiling water, it kills the leaf. Then we place them in warm alcohol. So this warm alcohol, it's used to remove the green color of the leaf. And we leave them inside the boiling water as shown in this figure. Then we soften the leaves by dipping them in water in order to be straight and to be, for example, neat and well prepared. So here the leaves has no color. Why? Because the green color was removed by the warm alcohol. Step number 5, we add few drops of iodine to each leaf and we observe the color of each leaf. Experiment of the iodine, this is the iodine test, is done to test for the presence of starch. This is the organic matter. It's the starch. So the starch, it's produced by the green plants. So when iodine is added, starch will give blue black color, or we can say it's dark blue color. So dark blue color, it means that we have starch with what? With iodine solution or iodine test. So the plant, it makes its own food by the process of photosynthesis. Photo, it means light. Synthesis, putting it together. This process takes place in the leaves of the plant. You have to know that chlorophyll is very important. Chlorophyll in the leaves, it traps the energy from the light. So we need light because the chlorophyll will get the energy from the light. This energy will put together synthesis, will put together or will combine, will mix carbon dioxide, CO2, with water, H2O, to make the sugar as the food for the plant. Okay, so this is the importance of the chlorophyll. So here is the photosynthesis process. These are the steps. Light trapped by chlorophyll, the pigment that make the green color. Energy from the sun starts the food making process. That's why photosynthesis should occur during day, because we need the energy from the sun to start the photosynthesis. The leaves, they take in carbon dioxide and the roots take in water. So carbon dioxide, it comes from the air, this is CO2, and water, it comes from the soil, this is H2O. The leaf then uses the energy from the light to mix them together, to mix carbon dioxide and water to make the food, which is a kind of sugar. Here, oxygen is considered as a product. So what are the reactants? The reactants, they are carbon dioxide and the water. We call them the reactants. while the products, they are the sugar and the oxygen. So considered as a waste product, the oxygen. Why? Because it's given off by the leaves out to the air. Photosynthesis, it takes place only in the light. The sugar produced is stored in many plants in the form of starch, which is used later by the plant. So you have to know that we have this plant. We covered a part, which is this black part, we covered by a black cover or a black paper. The rest is green and it's exposed to sunlight, while this part is covered by the black paper and it's not exposed to sunlight. After 2 hours, we did the iodine test. It gives dark blue color all the parts that are green and exposed to sunlight. However, the part that is not exposed to sunlight, which is this part, it gives a yellow color, which means that in order to have starch, we should have sunlight. So sunlight is important for the production of starch as well as the photosynthesis process. Here, the word equation. If I ask you, I need the word equation for photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide plus water, these two, they are called the reactants. They react together in the presence of light energy. So you have to write this in the word equation. In the presence of light energy, it gives sugar and oxygen. We said that sugar is stored in the form of starch and oxygen, that is a waste product. Both of them, they are called the products. So before the arrow to the left of the arrow, they are called reactants. They react with each other. They mix with each other to give the products that are to the right of the arrow. And this is an important step. It's very important. You have to know that equation of the photosynthesis. Thank you guys. Bye bye.